During my senior year of college, a friend of mine named Ethan suggested checking out the forbidden depths of the dark web. He claimed to have discovered a twisted French website where we could make a fortune by participating in sinister bets. It sounded like a horrifying idea, and my instincts warned me against it. But Ethan assured me that this underground site was legitimate, using only PayPal as the payment method. With a wavering sense of security, I reluctantly agreed to give it a try. One ominous Sunday, consumed by restless boredom, I mustered the courage to delve into the depths of this French gambling website. As I navigated through the eerie welcome page, filled with poorly constructed English, doubts began to gnaw at me. However, I persevered, registering my details with a sense of trepidation. Within minutes, I acquired $100 worth of virtual chips, ready to immerse myself in the grim virtual realm. To my dismay, all 3 rooms available for play were fully occupied. Impatience gnawed at me as I repeatedly refreshed the page, desperate for an opening. Just as I was about to give up, I decided to give it one final attempt. I hit the refresh button, and to my astonishment, the entire page transformed into a sinister black screen. Only one link remained, beckoning me toward a virtual room named Illyrian. A shiver coursed down my spine, and a sense of foreboding consumed me, but my curiosity urged me forward. I clicked the link, and a new page materialized, prompting me with a strange confirmation message as if discouraging my entry. Ignoring the warning signs, I proceeded into the depths of the unknown. The virtual room resembled an online roulette game, complete with a live webcam feed connecting me to an unsettlingly real casino environment. As the webcam loaded, my attention was immediately drawn to a young girl, her appearance far too innocent for the ominous setting. She seemed weary, as if forced into labor beyond her years. I couldn't help but notice that her table was elevated on a peculiar platform, revealing a still and silent room stretching beyond her. Approximately 5 card tables occupied the vacant space, but an eerie hush hung in the air, unsettling my senses. Undeterred by the disturbing ambience, I placed my initial bet of $5 on odd numbers. The girl's voice, barely above a whisper, announced, "All bets are in," as she spun the wheel. Curiously, I glanced around the background of the room, only to discover an eerie phenomenon unfolding before my eyes. None of the other occupants were moving, frozen in an unnatural stillness. 5 tables, 6 people, and the dealer, all statuesque, like mannequins devoid of life. Even the faintest stir of breath seemed absent from the room. Despite the disconcerting spectacle, I couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement as the ball settled on number 16. I was rewarded with a substantial win, my balance soaring to $125. Ignoring the unsettling circumstances, I decided to continue my spree, placing further bets. Yet, as my attention shifted between the girl and the stagnant background, an alarming realization emerged. A man dressed in black entered the room, casting aside any doubts about the authenticity of the scene. He moved with a snail's pace, scrutinizing one of the motionless players from an uncomfortably close distance. The player remained unperturbed, oblivious to the man's presence, amplifying my sense of unease. As the colorless man continued his eerie inspection, I couldn't tear my gaze away. I zoomed in, desperately trying to discern any details through the pixelated camera feed. His black and white appearance starkly contrasted with the monotonous crowd. Disturbingly, he veered away from his surreal observation, proceeding to lick the vibrant red wallpaper that adorned the room. The sight sent a shiver coursing through my spine, his unnaturally long and dark tongue striking an eerie chord. The unsettling man had seamlessly integrated into the disquieting atmosphere, amplifying the enigmatic nature of the casino. My bets continued, fueling my fascination with the inexplicable events unfolding before me. I persisted, occasionally winning, but my primary focus shifted to unraveling the enigma encompassing the room. The girl, my sole point of connection, displayed signs of exhaustion and fear. At times, it felt as if her gaze pierced through the screen, locking onto my presence. Although I dismissed it as mere paranoia, her penetrating eyes sent chills down my spine. The timer's incessant beeping reminded me of my commitment to placing further bets. Oblivious to my mounting unease, I continued, my eyes fixated on the unfolding mysteries surrounding the room. Zooming in once again, I scrutinized the colorless man's peculiar actions, seeking answers that eluded my grasp. Yet, the more I observed, the deeper the sense of wrongness permeated the air. To my shock, every person in the room abruptly turned their gaze toward me, a lone observer amidst their unyielding stillness. Their fixed stares penetrated through the screen, an unspoken acknowledgement of my presence. Panic coursed through my veins, my mind grappling with the impossibility of their collective awareness. The girl, haunted by terror, urgently pressed a button beside her table, triggering a rapid sequence of events. The colorless man, aware of my existence, fixed his eyes upon me with a chilling smile. The sight alone defied comprehension, defying the boundaries of reality. Every man and woman in the room stood as a sinister backdrop, silently witnessing the unfolding spectacle. I yelled, my voice echoing through the confines of my room, demanding an explanation from these twisted apparitions. But it was futile. The man's smile only grew wider, and fear consumed every fiber of my being. In a final act of defiance, the girl, overwhelmed by the terror that engulfed her, managed to utter her last plea for assistance. Her words, laced with despair, carried a weight beyond imagination. "Thank you for playing with us today," she murmured weakly, her voice barely audible. And then, the man's arms, possessed by an inhuman speed, snaked toward her neck, signifying an unspeakable fate. In an instant, the lobby closed, casting me back into the confines of the original roulette page. My account balance displayed a significant increase, reaching an astonishing $520. Stunned and paralyzed with fear, I contemplated the unfathomable experience that had just unfolded. Was it a hallucination? A nightmare born from the depths of my imagination? But deep down, I knew the truth. I had not fabricated this malevolent encounter. As the days passed, I tried to suppress the haunting memory of the French online casino, desperately clinging to the hope that it had been a sick prank or a twisted coincidence. But the girl's words continued to echo within my mind, relentlessly taunting me. Consumed by an insatiable need for answers, I revisited my notebook, studying the numbers I had recorded throughout that fateful night. 16, 12, 5, 1, 19, 5, 8, 5, 12, 16, 13, 5. The sequence held an encrypted plea for help, a cry from a young girl imprisoned within the horrors of that sinister casino. The realization struck me with an overwhelming sense of guilt and dread. Was it fate that had drawn me into this malevolent web? I withdrew my remaining funds, severing my ties with the accursed website. Yet, the girl's plea for assistance remained unanswered, a weight upon my conscience. Days turned into weeks, and the memory began to fade, buried beneath the weight of daily life. Until, in a twist of fate, a puzzle presented itself during one of my college lectures. As the class grappled with deciphering its enigmatic riddles, a realization dawned upon me. The key to solving the puzzle lay in the numbers, the same numbers that had haunted me since that eerie night. 1, 11, and 1. A, K, and A. The first letters of my name. The realization struck me with a profound sense of horror. It was not a mere coincidence. They knew my name. The implications were overwhelming. Who were they, and what sinister purpose did they hold? Haunted by the knowledge that I had unwittingly become entangled in their wicked game, I found myself trapped in a web of fear and uncertainty. The enigma of the French casino persisted as an unsolved puzzle in the recesses of my mind, threatening to consume me with its nightmarish presence. The twisted ending loomed before me, an elusive conclusion that seemed destined to forever elude my grasp.